No sign of our 1996 World Series victory here. All zeros for opening day. I'll cover a disappointing end to our offseason, and then we'll play our opener at home against the Atlanta Braves. Happy news first. We finally got the extension done with A-Rod. The first several years are cheaper than what we would have paid through arbitration, and we bought out 3 of his free agent years. They're pretty expensive, but we got some nice cover by having 2 team options to end it. We also got ourselves some cover in the rotation with Randy Tomlin on a minor league option deal. As you can see, we're going to keep him in AAA to start the season. Now, these were the available free agents when we left off last time, and we thought we'd be able to make a run at a pretty good player. Then my owner struck again. In addition to signing extensions, he likes to screw around with my budgets. I don't mind his changes to the scouting and the player development budgets. Those are good for the franchise, but the draft change really hurts. I didn't spend nearly $2.4 million on signing bonuses, so that's wasted money. In total, that takes $2.5 million out of my control, which leaves me with just $2 million to play with. I really value financial flexibility in this game, and I didn't handle the next situation so great without that. I found a trade for Mo Vaughn, but Ray Durham and 2 pitching prospects was a lot to give up, and if I did this deal, I'd be really short on cash, which I hate, so I passed. Another possibility, also trading Ray Durham, is one that I might do with more financial flexibility, but here, I fear I also backed myself into a corner by pulling the trigger, not to mention that I don't trust Ray Durham's heir apparent, so another pass. Unfortunately, signing Pedro Martinez was a complete fantasy at this point. I simply didn't have the money. He didn't sign until after spring training, by which point nobody was interested in taking on any of my higher salary players like Chris Hoyles. Lesson learned on that one. You can salary dump players fairly easily in the preseason, but not spring training. The Royals got a steal for Pedro. If you would have told me Pedro Martinez would have signed for just $3.8 million per year, I would have been certain that would have been my team. Meanwhile, the Rockies went on a spending spree. First, they got Fred McGriff from the Yankees to play first base. Then they signed former Astro and recent Ranger Orlando Merced to play right field. And then Ramon Garcia, a starting pitcher with some upside, for real cheap. So with these 3 signings, the Rockies aren't good yet, but they're getting more and more respectable. Matt Stairs goes to the Tigers, who have already been amassing a good young core, and he can play anywhere in the infield for them. Jeremy Burnett signs a big deal with the Red Sox. He's paired with former Astro Darryl Sherman in their remade outfield. And Jeff Fry signs a minor league option deal, helps the Red Sox cheaply fill another hole at second base. We did make an offer for Brian Harvey, got ourselves into a bidding war, and ultimately lost. So he'll close for Philly now. Thank you for your service. That championship ring looks very good on you, Brian Harvey. There were a bunch of trades in the preseason and spring training. One was noteworthy. Jose Offerman goes back to Pittsburgh, where he made 2 All-Star teams. He signed with the Padres last season and had the worst season of his career. Pirates are hoping to revitalize him now. And meanwhile, it looks like this will push Derek Jeter back to first base, and he'll be playing that position for the long haul. Kevin Grijuk, who we came close to trading for this offseason, heads to San Diego, and he's going to play center field there, relegating Bernie Williams to reserve duties. So who won the offseason? Well, the American League did, with 4 of the 5 teams to gain WAR. The Red Sox in particular lapped the field with the additions of Dean Palmer, Jeremy Burnett, Darryl Sherman, and Sineto Fukuchi. The Tigers, Royals, and Angels also made nice gains. The Marlins were the only National League team to gain here. And a sarcastic congratulations to us. We had the worst offseason in baseball, according to the WAR Delta. The Braves finished second to last, their opening day opponent. There is some good news. The National League Central makes up 5 of the 7 bottom teams, so we're in good company. Here's the details on our miserable offseason. Bobby Higginson was our only meaningful addition. We lost our ace, our starting right fielder, our closer, 2 of our setup men. The offseason isn't completely over yet. There are still 3 big free agents out there. Pudge Rodriguez finally lowered his demands and could change someone's off-season fortunes. Bernard Gilkey remains unsigned for a team willing to deal with a clubhouse cancer. It won't be me. He won't sign with us even if we had the money, since he doesn't like my manager. And 36-year-old Howard Johnson is still out there for any team needing a left fielder. Opening day brings tough roster decisions, and the Yankees have decided, for some reason, that Toby Borland doesn't make their cut. He's out of options and must go through waivers. I've already put in the claim. We'll see if anyone else does. Spring training brought a number of key injuries. Most notably, Gary Sheffield hurt his back and will be out until August. Huge blow for the Expos. All-time saves leader Tim Scott and Carlo Espinoza are still out from their arm injuries last season. Jorge Posada is out for the season from the White Sox with a torn PCL. And Jose Hernandez, freshly signed by the Rockies, is out until July with a hip problem. The Rockies also lost Mark Radican for the season, who they got from me in the Alex Rodriguez trade a few seasons ago. And Greg Swindell had a setback from his injury last year, and now it looks like he'll miss 2 full seasons in total. So here's what OSA thinks this all means. They predict the Red Sox will go worst to first in a tight AL East, with the Yankees falling all the way to 4th. They think the Royals will win their 4th straight AL Central title, and think the Angels will reclaim the AL West over the wildcard Rangers. In the National League, they think the Gary Sheffield injury tightens the National League East race considerably. They think the Reds are going to overtake us in the NL Central, although we still look like the wildcard favorite. And the Dodgers are expected to run away with the NL West. It likes Barry Bonds to compete for his 7th MVP award, but none of the top predicted pitchers are Astros. The Rockies are only expected to win 70 games, but that's a big improvement for them. Their best season so far was 63 wins. The Angels, Rockies, and Red Sox boast the best minor league systems in baseball. All 3 of these teams upgraded their rosters through free agency this offseason, so it's good timing on their part. The Astros fall to 8th with the graduation of Andrew Jones, but we still have 6 players in the top 100. So here's what the Astros look like after all of this. We're still a well-rounded team, and the losses will give us a chance to give some youngsters playing time. Lenny Britcher is now a toxic asset. Day-to-day elbow injury prompted me to put him on the 60-day DL. He's still really good at one thing, being a captain, and he does that job just fine from the 60-day disabled list. Since we haven't signed anyone, there's almost $2 million or 5.5% of our budget available for a mid-season splash, but there's also some bad contracts in play. $2 million wasted on Lenny Britcher and Tim Bogar. I can't properly utilize Edgar Martinez in that $1.8 million per year contract. Edgardo Vasquez's contract is looking questionable long term. It appears this team's window is starting to close. If this season's going well, it may be time to go all in. If not, I may use my cash to eat the entirety of Bogar and Britcher's contract this year by releasing them. Here's our opening day roster of position players. Chris Hoiles and Greg Colbrin make the best offense-defense catcher combo in baseball. Chad Townsend and Edgar Martinez should platoon nicely at first base. Edgar Martinez is partially trained now. He's not a total train wreck and should be a plus defender there eventually. He can also back up third base in the process. Ray Durham and A-Rod will make up our middle infield again. Tim Bogar was willing to accept a minor league assignment, so Esteban Beltre makes the team. Micah Franklin will also remain in AAA. The outfield now goes Barry Bonds, Andrew Jones, and Bobby Higginson. Jerome Walton will back up all 3 positions. And Chad Rupp also earns a spot on the opening day roster as a corner outfielder and backup first baseman. We could have called up Bill Miller instead. I want him getting consistent at-bats at AAA. The difference between Darryl Sherman and Bobby Higginson in right field and leading off should be pretty negligible. This team should score a lot of runs again. On the other hand, our pitching staff looks very different. There were 2 rotation spots up for grabs, earned by Ben Van Ryn and Mike Soroka. Jason Beret bombed again in spring training and heads to AAA. Our top pitching prospect, Ramiro Mendoza, should join the Major League rotation in June. Like last year, Don Strange will set up for John Wetland. Ron Way and Steve Sadecki will take long relief duties, but our middle relievers are all new. Rich Garces got 20 innings with the big club last year, should get a lot more than that this year. Matt Ryan, not the quarterback, has developed nicely in our minor league system. He only has a handful of AAA innings, but is the man for the role right now. He'll be the one we send down if the Toby Borland waiver claim is successful. First round pick Ricardo Rincon got hit hard in spring training, and we're going to wait till June to call him up. Here's your opening day matchups in the American League. The big highlight is Pedro Martinez makes his Royals debut in Baltimore. Not shown on the National League side is Mike Schooler makes his Marlins debut at home against the Cubs. Pete Harnisch gets the opening day start for us. We're looking for a turnaround season from him, starting with an opening day victory against the Braves, which starts right now. Back in the Astrodome against a Braves team that's lost a lot of its bite. Hoping for a good start to this season with Pete Harnish on the mound. Still no hits for us in this one. See, just have to say that. Still no runs for us in this one. Oh, it didn't work. And Floyd's got it into the corner. That'll be a double. Get Hatcher to pop out. See if he can sneak out of this inning. Another pop out for Pemberton. Down to Frank Bullock. That's a base hit to right. And he drives in Floyd. Braves have the lead. And that'll do it. Got to get the offense going in this one. Durham gives it a ride, but no go. Not much offense. Kind of like how we ended up last season. Lots of close, low-scoring games. Harnish has got his 5th strikeout. Santangelo's on for the 2nd time. And that's out of here. Tony Mitchell goes yard.
Strike 3, you're out.
It's Jerome Walton into pinch hit. He gets a base hit. We can start our little rally here. Infield single for Higginson. Nope, Durham's going to pop out, leave it up to Bonds. That's a base hit. Looks like we're going to be on the board. 3-1. Chris Hoyles represents the winning run. And he takes it out. And we have a 4-3 lead. Just like that. Nice rally by the boys. It's not done yet. Jeffries has himself an infield single. And A-Rod strikes out to end it. So we give the bullpen a tight lead, and Matt Ryan's going to make his major league debut. We're going to have to test this new look bullpen that we've put together. Not really put together, it's all from our system. And he does very nicely in his first inning of Major League Baseball. Walter Roy in against Chad Townsend. Chad's 0 for 3. So is Andrew Jones. We'll probably pinch hit for Ryan. We do. Future quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. Playing for the Astros here in 1997. Oh, and Strange can't hold the lead. Piazza gets him. It's 4-4. Strange was very reliable last year. Rough start. Gives up the hit. I got the leading run on him. See if we can hold him there. Cliff Floyd's caught stealing. And he strikes out Pemberton. Alright, let's see if we can get ourselves a win, or a lead, I should say, for Wetland. Higginson's on for the 2nd time. Nice debut from him.
Strike 3, you're out.
Needed Durham to get him over. And that is going to be a fielder's choice. Maybe Hoyles can go yard again. No, flies out to right. We're going to go to the 9th tide. Wetland does come in the game to face the bottom of the order. Strikes out Bullock. It's the man that was on the mound for us when we won the World Series. Manny Ramirez still coming off the bench for this team. 2-out base hit. Santangelo's been dangerous today. Lines out to A-Rod. Maybe we'll get a walk-off on opening day. John Doherty in. That's the leadoff man. And he'll go for A-Rod as well. Townsend made some magic last season in the playoffs. Not today. We're going extras. Wetland will stay in. We'll give this whole bullpen a workout today. Get Piazza this time. And looks like we got Floyd too. Another shot at this. Steve Woodard in. There's Edgar Martinez. Bats in the gap. Will he go 3? He is going to go 3, so they'll have to bring the infield in, giving Bobby Higginson a good shot here. And he's thrown out at home trying to score the winning run. And, oh, wow. And now they got Higginson trying to go first to third. We make 2 outs on the base paths. That hurts. Sadecki's in. Continued to develop really nicely for us. We'll probably use him as a stopper on occasion. And this is a great role for him to play. He's got a lot of stamina, can give us some length. All right, let's win this. So that's deep by Bonds, but caught. No go for Hoyles. And we're going down 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're on base there. Jeffries is on second. And he's going to score with the A-Rod single, just like that. So that was an error in left field by Chris Hatcher to put Greg Jeffries on second base. And A-Rod made good on his new contract with a walk-off single to win it for us. He was our only batter with 2 hits for today. Chris Hoyles also helped out with that 3-run homer in the 6th. Top of the order did the damage for the Braves. Tony Mitchell and Mike Piazza both homered. Pete Harnish started to bend in the middle innings, but gets himself a quality start. And while Don Strange gave up that home run, the bullpen was great. Steve Sadecki picks up the win. In other games in the National League, Chris Nabholz shuts out the Rockies with only 3 hits allowed. The Giants put up 12 runs against Jason Schmidt and the Pittsburgh Pirates to get the win. Pedro Martinez announces his arrival with a 2-hit shutout of the Orioles in his Royal debut. The White Sox get a team shutout of the Blue Jays. Steve Avery shuts out the Brewers on 3 hits. Tom Messier and Ken Yackham team up to earn the Yankees a 2-0 win in Seattle. So much for the steroid era. There's your standings after day 1. Always nice to have a share of first place. Long way to go, though. And that'll do it for today. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. I'll see you for another update in early May. Take care.